Travel time feels simple until a customer asks, "Why am I paying you before you arrive?" Charge it badly, and the line item feels like a penalty. Ignore it, and every distant job quietly consumes labor, vehicle capacity, fuel, and the appointment slot you could have sold elsewhere. The solution is not to hide travel or invent a vague fee. It is to calculate the real cost, choose a pricing structure customers can understand, and explain the value before the technician starts driving. Start with the operational fact. Paid travel is productive capacity consumed by one customer, even when no repair is happening yet. A technician driving 30 minutes to a job and 30 minutes back uses one paid hour. The vehicle is moving, fuel and maintenance are accumulating, and that hour cannot be sold to another customer. Suppose a technician's loaded labor cost is $43 per hour. The company's overhead allocation is $46 per productive hour. The combined capacity cost is $89 per hour before fuel, tolls, card fees, or profit. A 1-hour round trip therefore consumes about $89 of labor and overhead capacity. Add $12 for mileage, fuel, and vehicle wear, and the pre-fee travel cost is roughly $101. If that cost disappears from the estimate, the customer still receives the drive, but another line item must subsidize it. There are 4 practical ways to recover this cost. Method 1 is a service call or dispatch fee. One visible amount covers a defined local travel zone, arrival, vehicle readiness, and the first portion of diagnostic time if that is how your business operates. This is easy to explain and easy to quote. Its weakness is distance. One flat fee may work for a job 10 minutes away and fail for a job an hour away. Method 2 is zone pricing. Draw clear service areas around the shop or technician's normal route. Zone 1 receives the standard dispatch fee. Zone 2 adds a distance supplement. Zone 3 requires a custom travel quote or a larger minimum job. Customers see consistent rules instead of a fee invented for their address. Method 3 is a minimum billable visit. Rather than showing a separate travel line, the company sets a minimum invoice that covers mobilization, arrival, basic diagnosis, and a defined amount of on-site work. This can feel cleaner for small jobs, but the scope must be stated clearly. A minimum charge is not permission to make the price vague. Method 4 is explicit hourly travel. This is often useful for commercial work, remote projects, or customers who already expect portal-to-portal billing. It is the most transparent mathematically, but it can create anxiety for residential customers because traffic feels outside their control. If you use it, state the billing point, rate, estimated range, and any cap before dispatch. Now compare the structures with the same example. The trip consumes 1 hour and costs approximately $101 before percentage fees and profit. If the company wants a 30% gross margin and has no additional percentage fee, divide 101 by 0.7. The required selling price is about $144. That does not mean every customer needs to see a line named Travel $144. It means the chosen pricing structure must recover approximately that amount somewhere in the visit. The company might use a $145 dispatch fee for that zone. It might use a $95 local service call plus a $50 Zone 2 supplement. Or it might set a $145 minimum visit that includes travel and the first defined diagnostic step. Different presentation, same economic requirement. Avoid 3 common mistakes. First, do not use the technician's wage as the travel cost. Payroll taxes, benefits, paid non-billable time, overhead, and vehicle expense do not disappear on the road. Second, do not charge only one-way travel if the return leg or the next route displacement is real. Model the full capacity consumed by the appointment, then decide how much the business will recover through the customer-facing structure. Third, do not surprise the customer after arrival. A defensible fee can still create distrust when it appears for the first time on the final invoice. Use this plain language explanation. Our service call price covers reserving a trained technician, the stocked vehicle, travel within your zone, and the arrival and diagnostic process. We confirm that amount before dispatch, and no repair work begins until you approve the scope and price. That explanation focuses on what the customer receives. It also makes the boundary clear. If remote mileage, tolls, Ferries, parking, overnight travel, or unusual access will add cost. Disclose the rule and estimated amount before the appointment is accepted. Finally, track estimate versus actual. Record travel minutes, miles, vehicle cost, and revenue by zone. After 30 to 60 jobs, compare the assumed trip with the real distribution. If Zone 2 averages 75 minutes instead of 45, the price or territory must change. If route density improves, the business may be able to lower the travel burden per job without sacrificing margin. ServiceQuoteLab estimating tools keep labor, overhead, travel, fees, and target margin visible as separate inputs. The collection is linked in the description. This is educational business planning content. Replace every example with your actual payroll, productive hours, vehicle expenses, fees, taxes, market conditions, contracts, and local requirements. No price, margin, customer response, or business result is guaranteed. The goal is not to make customers love paying for travel. It is to make the rule predictable, explainable, and fair, while keeping every accepted job economically sustainable.